Mm. Good evening, everybody. Until I hold this mic, I will not rest. I'm always, I'm always thinking like maybe it's not loud enough whenever I clip it to my. Yeah, let me look for the best. Um, okay, this bright. Okay. Good evening, everybody. You're welcome to episode 13 of the Monday Night Live sessions. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining this live. So in the comment section, just let me know where you are connecting from. This is my camera. It's not giving. It's not giving, but let's manage it. All right. So let me know in the comment section where you are connecting from so I can just acknowledge you. I can just say hi to you. Yeah. Also help me share the link to this live in your status, your story, or you can send it to somebody that should be part of this conversation. Just share the link so that we have the more the merrier. Let's have more people join this live and learn a lot of things from it. So let me just give you like 10 seconds to help me share the link. And then also tell me in the comment section where you are connecting from so I can say hi. Yep. All right. So tonight we are looking at why do I want to get married? Why do I want to get married? That's the question we're looking at tonight. And it's a question that is directed to the single people who are not yet married. Yes. So we want to look at why do you want to get married? You're a single person right now, you desire to get married. Great. But why? What is your why? What is your reason? Because the reason why you want to get married becomes your motivation for wanting to get married. That becomes that's your motive. Yeah. So why do you want to get married? That's what I want to talk about tonight. In case you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Sophia Kingsley, and on this channel, I talk about faith, I talk about purpose, I talk about ministry, I talk about relationships. I'm passionate about growth and transformation. Yes. So it's what I speak about, it's what I preach about, it's what I write on growth and transformation, particularly growth in your faith, growth in your ministry, and growth in your relationships or marriage, as the case may be. All right. So tonight, episode 13 of the Monday Night Live sessions. Raj, hi. Thank you for joining this live. Episode 13 of the Monday Night Live sessions, we want to look at why do I want to get married? Now, we're going to be looking at different reasons why people get married. And as we talk about these reasons, you find yourself where you fit in. So when I mention a reason, I want you to use it to examine yourself. All right? Because people get married for different reasons. Okay? Everybody doesn't get married for the same reason. No. People get married for different reasons. So what is your own reason? Yeah, that's what we want to talk about. Reasons why people get married. So just try to, examine yourself as we talk about each of these reasons. All right. So the number one thing I'm going to start with tonight is there is a natural order of life. All right. We're talking about reasons why you want to get married or reasons why people get married. There is a natural order of life. Order as in ORDER, right? Now, order in this context is not talking about instruction. When you order someone, that's not what we're saying. We're talking about order in the context of a course, all right? Like the way the flow of things, how things are meant to be done. all right, or the way things are arranged, one thing leading to another thing, leading to another thing. That is the context in which we are talking about order here. So there is a natural order of life. What do we mean by this natural order of life? You know how in life we have certain things that are um rules. Let me put it that way. And then some of these rules are spoken rules or written rules. And then some of these rules are unspoken rules, unwritten rules. All right. We don't write these rules anywhere, but we just know them, right? In our subconscious mind and conscious, we're just aware that this thing is a rule, even though it is not written, even though you don't sit down with people to discuss it. You just know that there are some rules in life. The Jones sisters. Hi, thank you for joining this live. You're welcome. So, like I was saying, in life you just have some unwritten rules or unspoken rules, right? We don't write them down, we don't sit down to discuss them, we just know that these things are rules, all right? Now the same way we have rules, that's the same way we have order, certain order of things. They are not written, they are unspoken, they are unwritten, but we just know, we just come to know that this is a natural order in which you know people or society expects things to be. Now, one of the reasons why people get married is because they believe that marriage falls into the natural order of things. What do I mean by this natural order? Go to school, get a job, get a house, get a car. What's the name? You get it. Get married. So there is this natural order of things. It's unspoken, it's unwritten, but then we just know it. It's just, like a pattern that everybody's life is supposed to follow. Go to school, get a job, you know, achieve whatever you can achieve. The next thing on the list is what? Marriage. All right. Now, as trivial as this thing sounds, that's the reason a lot of people get married. People get married because it's just the next thing to do on the list. That's why some people get married. All right. It's not actually it's not a desire. It's not more of a desire. It's more of a decision. All right. They just, marriage is the next thing. I have a house, I have a car, I have a great job, I've graduated from school. So what's left? Get married. So a lot of people get married because that's the next thing to do in the natural order of things. What society expects a successful person to do. I mean, you have the house, you have everything. What's left? You should have a woman in your life. You should have a man in your life. That's just the next thing on your to do list, to get married. That is why a lot of people get married. They just get married, for, that's the next thing I should do with my life. That's one of the reasons people get married. Oh, yes. I was just thinking about it that um marriage is a very serious matter, but then people can be so mindless about it. When I say mindless, like it's not something that people sit down and intentionally decide, plan, look at their lives and say, okay, I need marriage. They don't sit down and do that. They just go with the flow. They just believe that's the next thing on the list. Let me take it as well. It's something very mindless, very casual. It's just like that's just the next thing to do. That's why a lot of people get married, just to follow the natural order of things. So ask yourself, I want to get married. Do you want to get married just because that's the next thing that should happen in your life? That's the next thing. You have a car, you have a house. So the next thing is get married. Is that why you want to get married? You need to ask yourself that question. All right. Number two reason why people get married. People get married for the idea of marriage. The idea of marriage. You know what I've discovered? What a lot of people actually want is not marriage. They just like the idea of marriage. I'm going to explain the difference between the two. Now, there is something called the idea of marriage, and then there's marriage itself. All right. Now, when we're talking about the idea of marriage, we're talking about um those that romanticized version of marriage in our heads. What do I mean by that? The fantasies that we have about marriage, you know, that the romance involved in it, the mushy mushy feelings, the emotions, the vibes, all those good stuff and all those things that give us good feelings, you know, those are the things that make up the idea of marriage. Our idea of marriage is heavily influenced by the media, what we've read in books, what we've seen in movies, married people rather, it just or marriage just paints this picture of, oh, once you're married, your life is complete. Once you're married, you're happier. Once you're married, we like the idea of marriage. But marriage itself is not about fantasy, it's about reality. All right. So I've discovered that a lot of people like the idea of marriage. It will shock you that a lot of people don't like they don't love their spouses. They don't like their spouses. They're just happy to be married. I'm sure you're getting where I'm going to now when I say the idea of marriage. Some people just want that label of I am married. Yes, that's the goal. They just want to be married. It's not really about the marriage. It's not really about the person. It's just about the status. It's just about that label, that tag. I'm a Mrs., I'm a Mr., I'm married, A lot of people, they like the idea of marriage and not marriage because marriage itself has to do with work. Marriage itself has to do with covenant, has to do with commitment. You see, I'm beginning to mention stuff that sounds hard, stuff that is going to require you to sacrifice, stuff that is going to require you to be disciplined. It takes discipline to be faithful in marriage as a spouse to somebody. So people don't like marriage. It's just the way a lot of people don't like God, but they like what God gives. They like the blessings of God. They like the gifts that come from God. But keeping the commandments of God, keeping the ways of God, being pure, being holy, serving God, giving all of those requirements, all of those commitments, they don't want that. But how many people want favor from God? Me, 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 me. It's the same thing with marriage. A lot of people, they are not thinking about the commitment, the work, the effort that it will require. They just like the idea of marriage. They just like the idea of marriage. So, do I want to get married because I like the idea of marriage? I just like, the feeling that, you know, I'm going to be married. Like I said, a lot of people, they don't love their marriage, they don't love their spouses. They just love the idea that what they are married. They just want to flaunt it in front of people that I'm a married woman. Oh. Don't talk to me anyhow. I'm a married woman or I'm a married man. They just want that. That's the idea of marriage. They like, the idea of marriage and not marriage itself. All right. Number three, another reason why people get married, age. Yeah, it will surprise you. All of these reasons I'm mentioning, like I said, begin to look at them like mirrors and examine yourself as we talk about these reasons. One of the reasons why a lot of people want to get married is because of what? Age. They believe that they are of a marriageable age. I'm 30 or I'm 29, I'm going to be 30 next year. And like I said, unspoken rules, unspoken expectations that society has of you. There's this unspoken expectation that, oh, as a lady, you should get married before 30. Nobody sat down and wrote it anywhere. But we just get to know these things somehow. Yes, as a lady, you are getting married at 30. People are looking at you like you are too old to be getting married at 30. Why should you? That's too, I mean, the age is too far. You should get married younger than that, right? And so you see some people, age, they want to get married because they feel like, oh, time is running out. I need to settle down. Is that why you want to get married? Sit down and think about it. There's something I believe, when you sit down with yourself and be honest with yourself, you'll get to find out a lot of truths about yourself. Right now, some people, you look at them and you think that, oh, they are sadists, they are angry people. If you sit down with yourself and dissect that feeling of anger, at the end of the day, you get something that you get to the root cause of that anger. And that's when you know that you're having something, or you're experiencing something that is not anger. Anger is just like a symptom. There's a root cause. All right. So I'm saying sit with yourself. You want to get married. There's no problem. It's a good thing that you desire to be married. All right. But then why? Sit down and really talk about why do I want to get married? You need to ask yourself that question. What is the reason, or what are the reasons why I want to get married? I'm saying that number 3, there are a lot of people that want to get married just because they're going to turn 30 soon. They're going to turn 40 soon. Time is running out. They need to settle down. Age. Do you want to get married because you think you are getting old? Is that why you want to get married? All right, so you're going to be the one to answer these questions for yourself. I'm only asking these questions just as, they're just reflective questions for you about why you want to get married. All right. Another reason why people get married, they need somebody to make them happy. They need somebody to what? To make them happy. People have this idea that, oh, married people are happier. They always look happy in their photos. They feed each other. Again, like I said, the idea of marriage, what marriage looks like, that's what people are in love with. People are in love with the picture of marriage, not the actual nature of marriage, just the picture, the view. A couple, they post themselves, they are in Malta, they are in the Bahamas, they are in the Maldives, all of these things. People like it. You wear matchy outfits and all of that. So a lot of people get married because they need somebody to make them happy. They don't know how to make themselves happy. All right, they are traumatized by a lot of things that they've experienced in their childhood. Some of them are, in and out of several hurtful relationships. Right now, that person is not happy with themselves. They don't love themselves. They have not discovered their purpose in life. They don't know where they are going, and so they just want somebody to come into their life and just turn their lives around. Somebody to just come into their lives and just make them happy. They don't know how to love themselves, how to like themselves. They don't know how to enjoy themselves. They've not discovered their identity. They don't know who they are. But guess what? They want to transfer the responsibility of happiness to somebody else. I read a post one time, and the post was saying, if you give somebody else the responsibility to make you happy, that's a lot of power you're giving to that person, because they are the ones that are going to determine your mood. They're the ones that are going to determine your happiness. I'm not saying that you shouldn't consider all of these reasons I'm mentioning. I won't say they are good or bad. It's your life, it's your reason, it's your choice. All right. But then, do you just want to get married because you're not happy being by yourself and you need somebody else to step in and make you happy? Is that happiness is what you are chasing? You just need somebody to come and make you happy. That's why you want to get married. Maybe that's your reason. All right. Number 5. Do you want to get married because you need some excitement in your life? There is this thing called the next shiny thing, the next shiny thing syndrome. All right. It's just picture when you have a child, for example. You get your I have a baby, all right, and then there are some toys that she plays with. Now, recently, I've started noticing that she's getting bored with those toys. You know why? Because those are the only toys she has been playing with for a very long time now. And so, the very first time I gave her those toys, I saw her eyes, she was so excited with those toys and everything. But right now, this is 2, 3 months down the line, those toys don't give her as much excitement as they used to. I don't know if you're getting me. So, there's something called the next shiny thing syndrome. Now, with each new toy I introduce to her, I can see her excitement level, increase. She gets a new toy. There's a lot of mystery around that thing. So she's excited. She wants to find out what that toy is about. So she likes that particular toy way more than the older toys, right? She's gravitating towards new things. That's the next shiny thing syndrome. It's when you are bored. There are times we have prayed, oh God, I need a job. Oh God, I need a breakthrough. Oh God, I need that scholarship, I need this contract. You pray for certain things, they happen, and then you revel in the happiness of achieving those goals. But after a while, you get bored with them. And then you want to move on to the next shiny thing, the next thing. So, some people right now, nothing makes sense in their lives. They are not happy. They cannot seem to find any joy in their life right now. So, what's the next shiny thing? Just like my baby that's she's already bored with her old toys. She wants new toys. That's the way some people, they are bored with their lives. They are bored with their job. There's no excitement in their life right now. So they need the next shiny thing. And that next shiny thing just happens to be marriage. They just need, you know, something new to happen in their lives. Do you want to get married just because you need something new to happen in your life? That's the reason you want to get married? You just need you want to move on to the next shiny thing. That's your question to answer. All right. A lot of people are carrying within them emptiness. There's this void. There's this discontentment. There's this restlessness. They're just, and they feel like all of this will go away once there's somebody in my life. Is that the reason why you want to get married? So that your life can have meaning, so that you stop feeling this emptiness and loneliness. And, is that why you want to get married? You just want the next shiny thing, the next exciting thing to happen to you. All right. Another reason why people get married, sorry for that break. Sorry for that break. Can you hear me? Just put in the comment section. Sorry. I just want to know if you can still hear me. All right. So there was this popular actress. She came out after a while, after her marriage ended, and then she came out to say, "Oh, I didn't get married for me. I got married because of my mom." There are people who get married just to impress their parents. There's this when you how do I put it now? When you see someone who is getting married or who gets married, there's this idea that, oh, this person is responsible. This person is a serious, a serious individual. They're serious with their lives, right? So a lot of people want to impress their parents. They want to prove to their parents that, oh, they are serious with their lives. They are responsible, right? And so they feel they should get married to prove that point to their parents. They want to please their parents. Or maybe, it's their parents that are putting a lot of pressure on them. The parents are saying, "Oh, so when are you going to get married?" All of these factors, some of these factors I've mentioned. "Oh, you're not getting any younger. You're 30 next week or next month. What's going on? When will you bring a girl home? When will you bring a man home?" Some people want to get married just because they want to impress their parents, just because they want their parents off their case, off their backs, right? Is that the reason why you want to get married? You want to get married just to please your parents, to impress your parents? You're not the first if that's your reason. In Genesis 28, if you read from verse 1 to 9, the Bible talks about Isaac. Isaac was the father of Jacob and Esau. And so the story was that, after Esau and Jacob, the drama that happened between them and all of that. Now, Isaac, or rather Esau being the firstborn, he got married first. The Bible says he married two wives, but those women were from Canaan. Whereas Isaac told Jacob, who was not married at the time, that he didn't want Jacob to get married to any Canaanite woman. He wanted Jacob to marry from, the lineage of Abraham. So he made, I think he was it Jacob? Yes. So he told Jacob, to get a wife from, that lineage. Now, in verse 8 of Genesis 28, the Bible says that when Esau saw that the Canaanite woman that he married did not please his father, he went and got married to Ishmael's daughter. So I'm saying that there are people who want to get married just because they want to please their parents. That's the reason they want to get married. They want to please their parents. They want to impress their parents. Or not just their parents, their family. That's the reason they want to get married. Is that the reason why you want to get married? You want to impress your parents. You want to please your parents. They've been talking about this marriage thing for a while. They've been putting you under pressure. When am I going to see my grandchildren? When are you going to bring a man home? When are you? And so you're like, let me just get married so that I can rest. Let me just get married so that these people, I'll satisfy them. Is that the reason why you want to get married? Another reason why some people want to get married is because of legal sex. Oh, yes, I said it, especially for believers. As believers, as Christians, if you're born again, you know that sex outside the confines of marriage is sin. God does not approve of that. All right. The only sex that is honorable is sex within the confines of marriage. Now, it's just like the scripture talks about, when Paul was saying, oh, it is better not to marry and all of that. But it says, if you want to marry, it is better you go and get married so that you don't burn with passion. Better marry. So there are a lot of people, their major reason why they want to get married now is just so that they can just relieve themselves, so that they can have legal sex, approved sex by God. Sex is the major thing they are thinking. That's what is on their mind. Oh, as a single person, I cannot have sex. So let me get married so that I can now be having sex. That is the reason why they want to get married. They just need somebody that will be giving them sex. Whether you believe it or not, this is some people's number one reason why they want to get married, though. Sex. Is that the reason why you want to get married? All right, let me not say anything concerning that matter. You will see sex, you go you go tire. All right, but really, that's some people. That's the reason why some people want to get married. Like I said, all of these reasons, I'm not saying they are bad. All right, but just sit down with yourself and really think about why you want to get married. Your number one reason why you want to get married. Is sex your number one reason why you want to get married? Okay. Another reason why people want to get married is for status, for respect, for the reputation. There's this respect that we give to married people, whether we like it or not, whether we admit it or not. There is this, respect that we accord to somebody who is married. All right. When you say somebody is married, it speaks of, this person is disciplined, this person is committed, this person is responsible, you know, that kind of thing. And so there's a kind of respect we accord to certain people, or to, people who are married. Now, there are people who want to get married just because of that respect. Especially if you find yourself in circles where they seem to respect married people more than single people. There are circles like that. There are churches like that. Once you are a single lady, they just greet you good evening. Once you are a married woman, they greet you good evening, ma. And so you too, you want them to greet you good evening, ma. You want to, when they are saying, oh, we have a meeting, it's for the married alone, you want to be included. You are irritated not to be included when they are calling married people. You want to be included. You want that status of I'm married. You want that respect. You want that reputation. And so there are people who get married just because they want to be respected in society. By the time they're introducing you, they should not just say miss, they should say Mrs. That you are married. Is that why you want to get married? You want to get married for the status? So that among your friends, you are the one who is married, every other person is single. This can sound like shallow reasons, but whether you believe me or not, that's the reality. A lot of people want to get married just because of the status, just because of the respect, just because of the reputation. Do I want to get married because all of my other friends are married and I don't want to be the odd one? Is that the reason why you want to get married? Among your clique of friends, maybe you are five, you're six, in that clique. All the other five are married. You're the only one who is single. And every other person, like I said, you want that irritation of not being included. So maybe there's something that they say, oh, all married men or all married women, you're the only one who is not going to that meeting. You're the only one who is left out. And so that fear of being left out, is that the reason why you want to get married? You want to get married because all your other friends are married. You're the only one who is single. Is that the reason why you want to get married? I have a sister friend who, among her clique of friends, I think there were about four or five, I can't remember now. Among her clique of friends, at a time, all of them were married except for her. And so when she shared the good news with me that, oh, she was in a relationship and then she was going to get married, I congratulated her, and believe me, I was so happy for her, genuinely happy for her. She's my sister, right? But then I remember there was a time I had to like schedule a meeting, a call, and we were talking. And I made sure to ask her, I said, look, I know how it has gotten to you at certain times that among your friends, you seem to be the only one who hasn't gotten married. I hope this decision now to marry is not because of the pressure from that. She was my friend, and I wanted her to, I wanted her why to be a reasonable why. I didn't want her just getting married to anybody just because, oh, all my friends are married, me too, I must marry. No, I made sure to talk to her, ask her, clarify, be the voice of reason in her head. Just check in with her and say, I hope you're not doing this just because of pressure, just because you don't want to be the odd one out. So, all your friends are married and you are not. Is that the reason why you want to get married? That's a question for you to answer. Why do you want to get married? Are you getting married so that you can satisfy a particular requirement that is needed for a position? Oh, yes. There are certain people, there are certain positions that you cannot attain until you are married. For instance, maybe a wealthy person, like a wealthy millionaire or whatever. Let's say he bequeaths his wealth to his son or to his daughter, but then he puts a clause. As the lawyer is reading the will or whatever, there's a clause. This person can only inherit this property when they get married. So what happens? The person wants to get married so that they can inherit the property. Yes, you cannot be the heir to the throne if you are not married. So the person wants to be the heir to the throne, they have to get a wife, they have to get a husband. Or let's even come down and talk about the one that is very, very common. You want to travel out, and then they need you people to be married. And so that becomes the reason why some people will get married hastily, quickly, just to meet a requirement for a certain position. They have something they want to acquire, they have something they want to achieve. So they get married in order to achieve that reason. Sometimes, even in ministry, there are certain people they believe that, oh, we cannot make you the senior pastor of this because you are single. When you get married, we'll consider you for that big position. And so the person's motive becomes, to get married, to fulfill that requirement so that they can attain that position. It's possible. So you want to get married. Why do you want to get married? Is it because you need to attain a particular position? Is that the reason why you want to get married? All right. Do you want to get married because people think you and that person, you people look good together? I did a video one time on my YouTube channel where I talked about, should I marry my friend? And I gave certain instances about people who are good friends, that's friends of the opposite gender now, people who are good friends. And because, they look so good together, people just want that ship to sail. People just want them to get married just because, I don't know if it has happened to you. Maybe you're watching a movie, maybe all these Telemundo movies, romantic movies. And then the lead actor, the lead actress, the chemistry on screen it looks so real. Or the way they look so, they fit each other like they should be husband and wife in real life. So we, the fans, or the viewers who are watching them, we want very much for them to be husband and wife in real life. We don't just want it to end in that movie. We want that movie to transit into real life. It's the same way certain people are friends, and just because they fit each other, they look good together, they flow well, certain people want them to marry. This is not even about the people in question now, it's just the people around them. Everybody's just talking about it, everybody's just implying it, everybody's just suggesting it, everybody's just expecting it. There are people that get married just because they think, oh, people think we look good together, so let's get married. People think we would make a good couple. So it's about what people think. So do you want to get married just because people think that you and that person you look good together? So Let's do this thing. It happens like that. Especially this one is among like public figures, celebrities, I remember, I'm not going to mention their names. A popular actor and a popular actress, Nollywood actor, Nollywood actress. We know them. I'm not going to mention their name. Everybody, including me, I thought these two people were dating in real life. I thought they were going to get married in real life. Until the man got married to somebody else. I was like, oh. I was thinking it was these two people that were going to end up together. I was thinking it was these two people that were going to get married in real life just because, they've acted movies together where they are best of friends, where they are cool. And, even offline, like, I mean, not offline now, that's outside of off camera, let me put it like that. That's when they are not acting. Even their normal social lives, they vibe a lot, they play a lot. I was thinking there was something going on until the man got married, and he didn't marry that, he married somebody else. What am I trying to say? There are people who get married just because people think, oh, you people look great together. So is that the reason why you want to get married? You want to get married to that's your friend because your friends think both of you is what people think. It's not about you, it's not about that person. It's about what people think. Is that the reason why you want to get married? Think about it. All right. Do you want to get married because you need to prove to your ex that you have moved on? So your ex has married, has gotten married, and then this is 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you are not yet married, and it's beginning to look like you are still stuck on your ex. Your ex now, maybe they even have children, and so you are not married. You want to get married now to prove a point to your ex that me too, oh, I've moved on. Is that the reason why you want to get married? Think about it. All right. Do you want to get married just because you need children? Some people love children so much. They love children so much. And that's the reason why they want to get married. They just want to get married because they love children so much. Do you want to get married because of children? You just want to have children. Is that the reason why you want to get married? Okay, let me end this live here. I need to attend to my baby. She's crying. If I can, I'll come back online. If I can't, I'll just push it to the next session. All right. Thank you so, so much.